Hey, what's going on, Slot Car family? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This is MP Slot Car Space. I'm Massimo, and today we're going to take a look at this 1/24th scale Carrera Digital that I bought used. Needs a little bit of attention, and tonight we're going to give it that attention and get it ready for the track. Let's get into it. So as I just said, we're going to take a look at this 1/24th scale Carrera Digital that I bought used off of eBay. Needs a little bit of attention, and today we're going to give it that attention and get it ready for the track. If you notice to my left here, I have a bunch of my F1 cars on display. I'm literally filming this minutes after the Brazilian Grand Prix. For those of you who are F1 fans and have been following this amazing season, it was such a great race by the world champion Lewis Hamilton. With all the penalties he received this weekend, put on an amazing show. And this championship's going right down to the wire between Lewis and Max Verstappen. Such an amazing race, such an amazing season. Enough about that though. Let's get into this, which is what the video is about. Let's open this up. I'm going to show you the car I got and the attention that it needs. Which isn't anything crazy, but I want to show you, buying a used slot car, how easy it is to restore it kind of and clean it up. Because this one looks fairly dirty. I also got some goodies to help with this through Electric Dreams, so check them out if you haven't. They have a lot of parts, a lot of cars, and it's a great website. I've ordered a couple times from them. Great experiences. So here is the slot car itself. The Carrera Digital 1/24th scale used slot car that I bought off of eBay, and it's a Ferrari 512S. It's a beautiful looking slot car, and you can tell it's been used with the wear on the front here, a couple of chips here, and here as well, some scuffs on the nose. We're going to try to get that all out, and I'll show you how I cover these up. The mirrors are intact, which is nice, and the previous owner sent me the spare mirrors, which is very nice. But other than that, the body is in really good shape for a used slot car. There's a couple scuffs here and there, but nothing crazy. These things do take a beating around the track, so I'm happy with the overall condition of this car. The previous owner did paint these rims. They're not supposed to be white, they're supposed to be gold, and you can see here that some of the paint is chipping off and it's gold underneath. I have nothing wrong with modifying cars to make it your own. I'm all for it, but I want to keep this one original, so we're going to restore this back to gold. And yeah, overall, like I said, the body's in good shape. I'm not going to complain. The seller did mention that I believe this headlight comes and goes, so we'll look at that too, if that's the case and what's going on there. The car does look pretty dusty on the inside. It's hard to pick up on camera, but you can see there the dust buildup. So I'm pretty sure the inside of this is going to need a little bit of attention. I haven't opened it up yet. I want to be just as surprised as you. So without further ado, let's take a look under the hood and see exactly what shape this thing is in. There it is. You can see from underneath the body here, it's pretty dirty back there. For the most part, there is hair obviously built up in there. It happens. But for the most part, I believe this is all rubber built up from these back tires, because it looks like they have been trued. And I think that's just a lot of the rubber built up in there. There is a lot of dirt back here. I'm sure the axle in the rear is pretty dirty, because up here you can tell it has some hair and dust, all debris built up in there. So we're going to strip this thing down completely and clean this thing out as best we can. It'd be nice to have compressed air if you have a compressed air can or compressor. I do have a compressor outside in the garage, but we're going to do this all with some paper towel and cloths just to clean it all up. So before we get into that, let me show you what I got from Electric Dreams. I ordered a new front axle with the rims. Those are the gold rims I was talking about. Got the rear axle as well. And we got some new rubber, stock rubber for the car. Let's tear this thing down and clean this thing up, because it really, really needs it. So I decided to throw on some gloves, just because it is pretty dirty in there. I guess there's no really easy way to attack this. We're going to just start tearing this thing down. So we'll start at the front and then work our way back. So you can already see here the amount of dust that's just falling off this thing from taking it out. So it's pretty disgusting in here, but again, it's a huge slot car and it's expected. If you don't clean your cars often, this will happen to yours too. And a dirty slot car is a slow slot car, so make sure to keep up on your maintenance out there. So the teardown is pretty much complete for the most part. Now let's take a look at the rear axle here. You can see again, very dirty. There's a lot of hair buildup and dust that will slow down the car over time once these get dirty in there, these bushings. So make sure to keep up on your maintenance. Again, this one's not terrible. I've seen worse, but it does need a little bit of love. So now let's get into the cleaning part of it before we install the new parts. So everything's been pretty much cleaned. I just have to go through the body, which already looks pretty good from what it was. Just I gotta get into these little tight areas with a Q-tip with some ibuprofen alcohol on it just to clean that down. So let's do that, then we'll start the rebuild. And there you have it. She's pretty much good as new. Let's reassemble her and get all the new components on, and we'll work on the shell over here. So there we are. She's all back together and looking pretty much good as new. Gonna add a drop of oil here. Just rotate it. So yeah, look at that. Compared to before, she looks like a brand new slot car. Let's throw on the new rubber I got here. So she's pretty much chassis wise all ready. I think I gotta throw a little dab of crazy glue here. Looks like it was glued down before and it came off as I took this off. I broke it again. So other than that, she's looking pretty good. I'm happy with how it looks for a used slot car. It's in pretty good shape after that little restoration. Like I said, I will clean these. You can see how disgustingly dirty these axles are. So like if you were keeping these are nothing wrong with them, they just need a cleaning. So you don't have to go buy new ones. If these rims were gold, I probably would have just cleaned these. I just really wanted the gold rims and didn't want to spend time scraping those off and probably damage the gold underneath anyway. So now that this is done, next thing up is the body itself. So I'm going to show you what I do to repair these little scuffs, and we're gonna try to give the body a quick shine. There's a lot of dust built up on the inside and the outside. So let's quickly detail this thing. What I like to use to clean these up is a quick detailer from Meguiar's, or you could use any kind of detailing wax. Cleans them up nice, gives them a nice shine. Spray a little bit on the towel here. And we're just gonna wipe it down. I'm gonna remove the mirrors just so I don't break them. I'm gonna give the car a nice wipe down. These vents too are pretty dirty. Anywhere dust can sit and build, pretty much. You know, nothing wrong with that. It's a used slot car. As long as you keep up on maintenance, you can keep these things looking good for a long time. And like in here, you can see the buildup. Ugh. And a lot of this is the chewed rubber from the tire truing. I have done it before to other used slot cars I bought in the past, and those ones were even worse than this. They were pretty much the back axles were seized, so they needed a lot of work. That was before I was going heavy on YouTube, unfortunately, so I didn't take any videos of it. But one of them was that Porsche I've had on the channel before that I weathered because the front end was really damaged. I'm gonna try to get these scuffs off the front here that I showed you before. There's one black scuff over here and a white one there. So sometimes ibuprofen alcohol will take it out. So we're gonna try that first and hopefully I get lucky. You can even use Goo Gone, some of those kind of chemicals. But look at that. The black one already came out. Now we'll go for this white mark up here. Looks like it's coming out yet. So just like that, these things can take a beating, and this paint is really strong. Some ibuprofen alcohol, for the most part, will take off a lot of scuffs on these bodies. So just like that, the front end already is looking much better. There's a couple of little scuffs that probably not coming up on camera here that this is taking out too, so I'm happy with that. Anything on the side here? Not really. The back here, a couple little scuffs. Those ones are like more scratches though, they're not going to really come out. For the most part, she's looking brand new. Used. You can see the front end, those marks that we had before are completely gone. Awesome. So now to touch up, sorry I keep hitting the camera, to touch up the little paint defects here, the little scratches, I use these multi-surface paint pens. They're acrylic paints. My buddy Dave, he has a Instagram channel. I'll post somewhere here the link to his Instagram. He did these. He painted a bunch of figurines with this, which I did after. So thanks to Dave for showing me these things existed, because they are a game changer. Watch this. So the scuff over here, use this little marker, and Pam. No one would be the wiser. Look at that. Covered it up pretty good. We'll tackle this side here. These are pretty much like touch-up paints for your car. So look at that. Touched up very nicely. So a little scuff here. I'll cover that. Boom. Gone. And that's pretty much it for paint being roughed up. Again, these is over here, there's not much you can do. That's like actually scratched into the car, which whatever, you know, those are high impact areas. Back here when the car steps out, hits a barrier or whatever the case is. So those are always going to be a little bit harder to get out. Because I'm extra, I like to use a little bit of wax on these cars when I use some car polish, which again, it's overkill. You don't have to do this. You could use just the detailer and that's fine. Just put a little dab, I don't put much. Mix it in. And I just hit this thing quickly with some wax. Just to bring more of a shine out. Okay. Now we just wipe her down. Put a little bit more of this detailing spray. Look at that. Look at the shine already coming back. It just looks brand new. Again, you don't have to do this. I do it just because I like detailing real cars. Like my actual cars, I really enjoy detailing them in the summer, on the weekends. It's a nice pastime, calming for me at least. So doing this to the slot cars is a similar effect in a smaller scale. There you go. The body is in pretty much great shape now. Not that it was bad before, but the minor little defects have been corrected. And it has a nice shine on it now. So let's throw this body back on and we'll get the final look at this restored car here. Pop these mirrors back on. Guys, and there it is. Fully restored. 1 second in my last video, one of my followers on Instagram pointed out, it's like, oh no, you didn't use your turntable. So here it is. I don't want to disappoint. The turntable makes its appearance. It's back. And look at this Ferrari 512S. Fully restored for the most part to stock. And it's looking pretty good and very shiny. I just like the gold rims better. Nothing wrong with the white ones that they painted. I like the stock look. The gold looks nice on the Ferrari red. And that front end, all those scuffs are gone. She's looking brand new, guys. Very happy with it. So let's put it on the track and see how these lights look, because there was an issue with the lights apparently, so let's see that now. Okay, let's put it on the track and see exactly what's going on. So, as you can see, this headlight is not working. The taillights are fine, so this one, oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with the LED or anything, it's just a connection issue. It's working now, but I do gotta take that out and get a better look at the connection back there. Let's code the car, make sure it runs. Yeah, she's going. So far so good. Let's put the body back on, take a final look at this thing. So there we have it, a little bit of a different video today, a little bit of a restoration cleanup video. Here's my turntable again on this beautiful Ferrari 512S, and the results, I can't complain. Looks pretty close to being brand new, seems to be running great. So you too can do this on buying a used slot car. I replaced the axles. That was a little bit overkill just because I wanted the gold rims, but those axles could have easily been cleaned up and used. Nothing wrong with them at all. So the car, I'm happy with the way it came out. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll do a lapping video in my next one where I reveal another purchase that I got from Electric Dreams along with the parts for this one. This video's already dragged on a little bit too long, so I don't want to throw in lapping as well. So save that for the next video, but again, happy with the way this turned out. Hope you enjoyed it. This has been MP Slot Car Space. I'm Massimo, and I'll catch you all very, very soon. Ciao.